Welcome. In today's lesson, you're going to create a globe and place on your planet, the globe of your planet, some plates and explore the world of plate tectonics. We're going to do this with the Tectonic Explorer. Once you've accessed the website, you can create a planet which has 2 to 5 plates. The first four options up here have plates that are straight edged, and the last one you can use uneven distribution, so it becomes that the edges are curved and distorted. To begin with, choose a simple planet with 2 or 3 plates. I'm going to start with the simplest planet of the lot, which is just 2 plates, and you can see how far you're along the process of designing your planet down the bottom here, which has 4 parts to it. So I'm going to choose 2 plates. Up the top, once you choose this, you've got 3 different selectors. You can choose the rotate camera, which basically rotates your globe around so you can see the plates themselves. You can draw continents and also erase them if you don't like where they're positioned. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a continent on this side of plate number 2. Okay, and I might just give it a little bit more continent over here. Oops, I've got over one. All you do is hold down your mouse or your touchpad and just move your mouse around. And I'm also going to put on the other side in plate number 2, just over here, I'm also going to put another large continent. Okay, rightio. So I've got this boundary here, I've got close to it, I've got a large landmass as well as over here. On the other side of the world, however, there's basically no land masses. I might just put, out of interest, just put a small landmass here and here, just to see what happens to them. Okay, now once I'm happy with my continent distribution, so here I've got a large continent, a smaller continent here, and a few other land masses. Let's then tell the website which way I want these plates to move relative to each other. So selecting next, I will assign the direction. So we're going to use force vectors. A vector is simply an arrow which points in the direction of the force. So choose that. I'm going to make this plate up here, I'm going to make it move that direction here. And I'm going to make this one move this direction here. So this becomes a convergent boundary. Now, when 2 continents collide, that should become a land mass which rises, giving us a mountain range. On the other side, if these 2 plates are moving together at the other end, they must be moving apart down this way. So this becomes like a mid-ocean ridge. And so along here, I should be getting new crust formed under the sea. And that will be a divergent boundary. Okay, if I wanted to make a transform boundary, I need to make sure that these are going in a different direction, so maybe at an angle to each other like that. Okay, but I'm going to start with simplicity and make it just move the 2 plates directly into each other on this side and directly away from each other on the other side. Right, pressing next, I can then tell the program which is the more dense plate. I've made plate 2 over here, that's plate 2, you can see number 2 there, have a large continental mass, whereas plate 1 is less continental mass. So I'm going to assume, because continental plates are less dense than the more continent they have on them, I'm going to assume that this will be the less dense. You can choose whichever one you prefer to be the less dense, but I want plate 2 to be the low density continental plate. Okay, that makes plate 1 more of an oceanic plate, which is a denser plate. Okay, let's see what happens. Remember, the lower density plate will move over top of the higher density plate. So this one should rise, this one should fall. Okay, but hopefully I'm going to get them that they just collide and make a mountain range. Right, once you've done that, we're ready to start the model and see what happens. So you just say finish, and immediately time starts to go. You can choose down the bottom in your menu to show the model speed. So I can speed things up, and I can also slow them down. So I've slowed it down to really just near stop. So you can see here immediately these two continents are coming together and forming a mountain range, very similar to the way that India is forming a mountain range with the Himalayas. On the other side, you can see under the water is forming a mid-ocean ridge there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the model to go faster. So let's see what happens and see what happens as time goes on. You can also turn off other aspects of the program. You can show some earthquakes. It might say that you're moving too fast to show earthquakes. And also you can turn on volcanoes. Once again, if we're traveling this many million years per second, a simple eruption will not be seen. You can turn on your plate labels, turn them off. You can also see which direction the plates are moving, little arrows here. And you can see the evolution of your plates and how the continents are coming together or moving apart. You can also see the force arrows, and I think they're around somewhere. I might have to turn off the other ones to see them. And plate boundaries is always good to have a look at to see where and what's happening along those plate boundaries. You can see here we're starting to get an island chain, probably mostly volcanic, because this might be becoming a subduction zone. Okay, so after you've had a look at this one, you can then say, okay, I would now like to have a more complicated form of my planet. So I can go up and probably do something 3 or 4 plates. And once again, you can create 4 plates, and that will be, let's get back and back. So if I do 4 plates or 5 plates, you can have a much more complicated globe. After you've done that and explored with the Tectonic Explorer for a while, then could you go back and answer the questions that are associated with this activity? Thank you.